Right, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to introduce myself to the microphone. Right? Let's go. And I'm going wild with excitement, right? Because it's got to start off like showbiz, you know what I mean? Otherwise it's shite. Well, it will be shite in actual fact. It'll be top quality professional shite once you get that. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Right. I'm going to introduce me. Oh, no, yeah, I'm not. I have a prop in here which I need to use. Ready? I'm going to introduce myself. Wow, exciting. Please, welcome to that microphone area, Mr. Reg Anderson! Woo! Fucking fantastic, welcome, thank you. We're shooting a Netflix special tonight! So you need more noise. Double clapping. There you go. So I'm Reg, how you doing?
Good.
Cool bananas. Right, I'm doing a bit of crowd work, right? So where are you from? Bonnyrig, cool. But we know a story about Bonnyrig, don't we? Yeah. Where are you from? Bonnyrig. Do you know John Scott?
Yes, I do.
You're kidding me! You're taking it back. Oh, you're having me on.
Here's a wee thing. He was into acid music years ago in the 80s and he used to be called John Smiley Scott.
What did he do?
He loved the music that was acid influenced. You know, smiley faces.
Yeah.
He loved all that.
And what was he called?
John Smiley Scott.
Fantastic. There's a little bit of scandal about John there. so I know about Bonnyrig. Yeah. The Anvil.
Aye.
I fucking did a comedy night in there years ago. My mates, we died unmercifully. Oh, it was bad. There were some rough men in there. Rough men, oh! That's why John left Bonnyrig, didn't he? Because he was a dandy highwayman. He did a whole fucking set about him being a dandy highwayman when he was a boy. You know, it didn't kind of pan out in Bonnyrig, where he's fully shirt on going, stand and deliver. Anyway, cool stuff. So, I say Iron Maiden, cool bananas, devils. They're doing a big tour. Did you? Where were they last night? It was in the Metro?
Bonnyrig.
Well, they were in Bonnyrig! And you missed
At the Anvil.
They were doing a gig at the Anvil. They were blowing the windows out then fucking amplified. Fucking fantastic. Anyway, so here's me prop here, I also like to do this. There you go, that's my poster. That's what drew you in here. That's my man up there's my marketing man. Say hello, Leighton. Hello. He's my marketing man. He knocked that up, and it's fucking great, right? It's all over it. It says everything about it. It's loose comedy because it's loose, right? It's not the Stand Comedy Club. It's not Jongleurs or whatever fucking other places. And we basically do this every Tuesday to do new material and have some fun, getting ready for the festival, right? Right for the festival, because this is more of a festival show than like candles and paying 10 quid at the door and all that stuff, you know what I mean? It's a different animal. So there you go, that's my poster, and it's loose comedy with Reg Anderson. It's a Reg Anderson production at the top there. I thought that was a nice little touch. And we've got some quotes here, Humble Genius, the Sunderland Echo. Pretty good, you gotta clap loud because it's a Netflix special. And number 2, Beer Magnet, the Sun. Come on! He's a fucking good course. We're unaware of his work, HBO. And I'm gonna put a new. What's that?
You could be the next Larry David.
I know I do look like. I've got the round Larry glasses. I was on holiday in India 2 years ago and I had me round glasses and my hair was shorter. And these guys in this bar were convinced I was Larry David. You know what I said, hey, Kenny on, I think. Right, when I was what's the lighting like across the lane? Is it okay? Because I'm always when he's filming us, right?
Sorry, it's shite there, but it's good there.
I'm okay here. That's good because this is where my core audience is. fantastic. I had, we usually have, this is great actually, because I need to practice to English-speaking people, because during the festival, because we usually have all foreigners in, right? And I've just got to rummage through my head for all the Spanish and German and shit I've got in my head, and I just talk to me. Pigeon language, which is funny actually. Anyway, so I'm doing a fringe show down at the Grass Market in the Beehive. And I'm doing it with 3 of the old guys, right? And it's called 3 Old Men at the Gates of Dawn. That's a title from the Pink Floyd 1968 LP. Right? And the album is them, like all psychedelic and there's their 4 heads, right? And for our poster, the marketing guy, superimposed all our heads on the Pink Floyd. That's exciting, and it's going to be fucking terrible. Anyway, so and one of them, Raymond Murrens. You heard of Raymond Murrens? He's from Glasgow. He's a real gobshite. He's typical fucking Glasgow gobshite. And he's a salesman, right? So what he does is, outside the show, about 2 hours before, he flyers, and what he does is he invites the punters in, who he wants in. He doesn't invite grannies with Zimmer frames and young students. He hits 30s up to 80. Our demographic, so we can talk about prostate problems and all that great shite that's going to be in our show. So why am I saying this? I'm rampant. Aye. And the purpose of me doing this every Tuesday is to get us in the groove. I'm only doing 20 minutes, we're doing 20 minutes each, but I want to do stuff about genuinely going to the doctors and the guy sticking his finger up the ass. It was fucking funny story. Fucking funny. I'll tell you what happened, right, actually, was I played drums, right? Not heavy metal though, it was too strenuous. I play more jazz and a bit laid back shit. But when you're playing drums, your leg along here hurts you, because you're going like that all the time, right? On the hi-hat or on the bass drum. And it's called...
So you've never done double bass?
Oh no, I don't even do this. No. And anyway, I went to the doctors, because my leg was killing us, right? And as I came in, he was a young doctor, right? And had his red braces on, and he's posh as fuck, right? And I was brought up in a working class environment, right? Where when you see the doctor, you go like this. Oh, it's the doctor. Or the vicar comes in, you go, oh, it's the vicar. It's the vicar. You know, grovelling like a cunt, you know? And so I'm grovelling like this to the doctor, right? And he's posh as fuck with his red braces on. And he says, so, Mr. Anderson, what's happening? I says, oh, my leg and all that. And he said, take your trousers off. Took my trousers, and he examined my leg and he went, Mr. Anderson, I have no idea what's wrong with your leg. For fuck's sake, I've been in fucking training for 6 years or whatever at medical school. There's no fucking idea what's wrong with my leg. So then he said, because I'm an older guy, right? He says, so, Mr. Anderson, how's your trips to the toilet on a night time doing? And I went, I'll go about 3 or 4 times. He went, prostate. He says, just take your trousers off and bend over that table. It was fucking straight in. It was fucking straight in, man. Rubber glove. And he brought a young woman doctor in. He says, do you mind if she stays in as well? I said, fucking yes, I do mind if she stays in. Because she was a student, right? So he's fucking up my ass with his fucking finger, right? And I tell you, if he'd done it 1 more or 2 more times, I would have been singing YMCA, right? And It's Raining Men. But anyway, he went from me fucking bad leg to sticking his finger up my ass, right? So this story goes on and on and on. And jump 10 years, right? It's still fucking lingering on this bullshit. I went to see my local doctor, and she's called Dr. Tweedy, right? So Dr. Tweedy, I said, the old prostate's playing up, and all that business. But she didn't. I told her, I said, we don't have to establish anymore that my prostate is enlarged. We don't need to go to that. I've had it. And he didn't even buy his fucking flowers. He gave us a box of chocolates. So she said, it's partially true. But there you go. So that's the prostate shit. Right, so, but when I'll tell you what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about school reunions. Right, school reunions. I'm an old fucker, right? I left school when fucking Moses was still fucking writing his tablets out. But I was watching this stupid thing on fucking Netflix, and it was called 10 Years, right? It was a group of arseholes who got together just 10 years after they left school. So they have the prom night and all that shit. That's when they leave high school, isn't it?
Aye.
Yeah. So 10 years after that, they'd be about 25, wouldn't they? Something like that. Would that be about right?
17, 18 you leave, 6 years.
Okay. So how, if it's 10 years old, it'll be 27, so they'll be... Anyway, what I was going to say is, have you been to a High Street reunion? High Street? High Street reunion.
I would go to a High Street reunion, totally!
Have you been to a High Street reunion?
No, but I would go to one.
Whoops, this is on. Anyway, yeah, have you been to a high school reunion?
No.
No. Have you?
No. I don't know if I would ever go to one.
I wouldn't. What the fuck do you want to meet these people for? I mean, I went to a really rough Catholic school in Sunderland, right? And all the guys I went to school with are either dead or in prison. You know what I mean? I think I met one, right? When we were about 14, me and this guy called Steve had really long hair because his mum and dad were quite liberal. I'd like out here because my dad was a sergeant major. You know, he'd take us to the barbers and the guy would go, "Is it done yet?" He'd go, "Make it shorter." Anyway, me mate Steve had really long hair, and we both discovered Bob Dylan, right? And the Rolling Stones, so we were fucking big rock fans when we were about 12, 14. And I thought he was the coolest guy I'd ever met in my fucking entire life. Fast forward about 20 or 30 years' time, I'm at the railway station because I'd been visiting my sister and my mum in Sunderland. And there's this fucking skinhead with tattoos on it and fucking braces and all that shit. He's a white supremacist. I couldn't believe the jump. You know what I mean? Incredible for a guy to turn out such a twat like that. You could never have imagined it in entire life. So what was that? Yeah. So I was talking about school reunions, and I tell you how I got into entertainment. Right. I'm using the term entertainment loosely here. Right. I'm only teetering on the edge. The entertainment industry, right? I'm using it loosely, right? Anyway, I started off at that school, right? At St Mary's Secondary Modern, right? Rough as fuck, right? And I'd moved from a little village where I was an angel in this little village to Sunderland, which was the bed of crime and iniquity, right? And I went to this really bad school, and the big bad bully was called Patrick Burke, right? An exchange for him strangling me and deadlegging us, right? I'd tell him a few jokes, and he'd protect us from all the people at the school. Because we had bullying back in the day, you know? This was back in the day, before Twitter, before Facebook, before all that shit. Back in the day. I like you to use the term back in the day, right? Before Twitter, Facebook and all that shit, right? And so he used to torture us, right? And so I got into telling jokes and that to survive, right? But anyway, that's how I launched myself into show business, right? Now a few years later, I ended up on the street, right? Busking and shit like that, right? And then I used to do like, have you seen during the festival these guys who have like a few props and they follow people and they have whistles and all that shit? Have you seen these people? You've never ever seen them. They have a big circle of people around them.
Oh, right.
And then what happens if someone walks through the middle, you follow them like that, and you have a whistle, and if they catch you bend down and pretend you're polishing the floor and shit like that. So I used to do that. It's called, believe it or not, I didn't speak. You can't believe it. You used to have a whistle and you have a few plastic chickens and shit like that. Props. So I was doing that and I went to Europe. I thought I'm going to make the fucking big time in Europe, right? And I goes to Germany, right? I mean, there's two reasons why I packed in here. This is a reason why I'm telling you this, right? Because it's fucking hard. I went to Germany, right? And there's a big Piaster square. And I got to the square and I had a little case with me props in, right? Me plastic whistle and me fucking plastic chicken, me wig and the iron horn, you have all that shit, right? And I'm just getting set up, and you know who arrived? The fucking unicycle guy with the fucking fire! And the audience just fucked off. It's torture. Then it got worse, right? I left there and I went to Vienna, right? And I went to big square, the empty square, and I thought, this is fucking great. So I got my little case up, my plastic chicken. And what else do I have? I had me wig, I had me fucking I had me horn and all that shit. And I'm just getting set up, and I'm like, you blow your whistle to attract the people. Blow my whistle, and do you know who arrived? The fucking Peruvian pipe band. With the fucking... I fucking hate them. I fucking despise the cunts. You know why I hate them? I hate them for 3 reasons, right? One is they're too fucking loud. They've got like speakers like fucking Glastonbury and mixing desks the length of this fucking room. And 2 is the fucking shite. I mean, if they're so fucking... If they're so... what is it? The word?
What's that?
The Peruvian people? Prompt, it's a bit like Shakespeare. Prompt. Yes, if they're so authentic, how come they're playing all them fucking Celine Dion tunes? You know, from fucking Titanic, you know what I mean? Prompt, easily prompt. Anyway, so I find out them. And the third thing is, they won't stop, right? Normally when you're on the street, busking type of stuff, you have like time slots, right? Well, these fuckers just go on forever. For fucking ever! But you know what they're doing at the moment? I mean, in fact, they live in Pennycook. These cunts. I mean, not all of them, but they're everywhere in the fucking world. The ones in Edinburgh live in fucking Pennycook. They're shacked up with some Scottish girls. Anyway, but they're fucking so fucking manipulative. You know what they're doing at the moment? And this is true, but I've Googled it, and I thought it was my imagination. They're dressing up like Red Indians now. Have you seen them? Yes, they're fucking Peruvians. Google it, right? It's got fake. You love them for fuck's sake.
I prefer the chicken guy.
You love them. Do you love the Peruvians or the Indians?
The Indians.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I was saying to me, mate, I was saying, who fucking listens to them? You know who fucking listens to them? These couples with big fleeces on with wolves on the back.
That's you.
Is that you? For fuck's sake, I fucking hate them. Anyway, so what they're doing is, they're still playing that Titanic shite, but they got the fucking... And they're going... They're doing the smoke dance and all that. And their fucking CDs are flying off the shelf. Fucking flying off the shelf. But I tell you what's interesting. These fuckers, the American Indian shit, right? It's everywhere in Europe, right? They're even in fucking Bangkok. I was in Bangkok, they're in fucking Bangkok. Anyway, so they're fucking everywhere. But they daren't do it in America. They fucking wouldn't dare dress up like fucking Indian chiefs in America. They're such fucking manipulative people. Anyway, so I think I fucking ripped you up in a fucking frenzy now. Can you do it? Not?
Yes.
Cool, I'm going to turn this up because I think we need more.
I'll say. Before I start, I'd like to plug my very successful YouTube channel. So if any of you are after any makeup tips, I'm your man. Okay. The shuffle option on music players is a bloody stupid thing. Fuck the police followed by the Chattanooga Choo Choo. Well, I'm just about to do it. Don't see it till last. Reg liked it. I just saw a horror movie about some axe-murdering socialist feminist lesbians. The film was called It's Political Correctness Gone Mad. That's alright, well, anyway. I was on a sketch show with John Scott. Good night.
What a great night we're having. We've got some new people here. Fucking great. Right, so I know these people, which is cool. They're from Bonnyrigg. Ooh. So where are you from?
Vancouver.
What? Vancouver, Canada. It's my favourite part of America. Come on! Tough crowd. Hey, is this thing on? Cool, good. And so where are you from?
US.
Where are you from? Yeah?
Boston.
Cool, New York City, that's cool. New York, what a wonderful place. Come on in. We might start again. Cool. So I'm the MC plus an act. Woo! So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stand across here and introduce myself to this microphone. they're my big fan. They're my big fans. They were in earlier, right? So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to go across there. I'm going to introduce myself to this microphone area, and I want you to clap and go wild. Is that cool?
Yep. Sure. Alright.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Please welcome to that microphone area, Mr. Reg Anderson. Thank you, thank you. We're shooting a Netflix special. Cameras in the corner. So just practice doing new material. And normally, all I have in this room is Spanish people. Or people from Peru, Argentina, South America, etc. And the only Spanish I know is hola. And they fucking love it, right? I go, hola, and they think I'm trying. Right? Hello there, girls. Hola! Hola! There you go, even those girls love it. Are you Canadian?
Yes.
Cool. And do you live here?
Yes.
What do you do in Edinburgh?
I'm unemployed.
It doesn't matter, don't worry. I'm the laziest bastard on the planet. I've got a friend, he's a travelling comic, he's a funny fucking guy. He's supposed to come tonight, the lazy little shit. Anyway, but he's been on the road, he's just come back from Asia. And I'm always banging on about working class. I'm fucking working class. And he said, you've never worked in your fucking life. You're such a lazy bastard. So what am I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm always getting lots of, foreign is a bad word, international people. I get international people, right? And I had French, German, Italian, Spanish, French, German, Italian, German, and Austrian. Right, so I'm chatting to them, hey, how you doing, and all that business. And I went to this one guy here and I went, so, do you, because I'm talking about comedy, I said, so do you go to comedy clubs in Germany? And he went, no. I says, why not? He says, because I'm French. I thought I was fucking funny. I was bewildered. I thought, why did you go to comedy clubs? I couldn't understand that. Anyway, I've just come back from the Middle East myself. I've been doing some gigs in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Gigs in the Middle East. Gigs in the Middle East. And when I was down there, Lionel Richie was down there. Oh, God. Lionel Richie, and he's just opened up a speciality butcher shop in Saudi Arabia. He's got a big sign, halal is the meat you're looking for. Come on! That's a fucking great one. Halal is the meat you're looking for. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. And I was on with what I thought was a 60s tribute act, Sonny and Cher. Come on, it's getting better. Sonny and Cher. And yes, they did I've Got You, Babe. But it wasn't a song, it was a hostage video. Now that killed at the Palestine Hammers Comedy Festival. Killed! Killed. But isn't it ironic how a fundamentalist, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. A fundamentalist group who don't eat pork call themselves Hamas. Come on. Ruin it. Come on in, guys, come on in. Come on in, there's gotta be the Spanish. Hola! Hola! Here we go. Hola! Maybe we get the Peruvians in. We like the Peruvians. Brand nose Charlie. Oh, he's another one. Come on in. Come in. Hola! Truly international now.
Wait.
Wait. Are you in? So hello?
Hello.
Well, hola is, yeah, but hello?
Hello.
I say hello?
Hola.
Did you come in the great metal bird across the sky to visit my country?
Yeah.
Good. Piñata. Oh, wait a minute. Build that wall. I'm only teasing you. So anyway, isn't it funny, isn't it ironic how a fundamentalist group who don't eat pork call themselves Hamas? But there's a hipster version of Hamas called hummus. And it's for terrorists who have neat beards and wear plaid shirts. That's cool. But did you? I'm going to speak to you in a minute because I'm doing loads of Spanish stuff and Peruvian stuff. But I'll just finish off this intellectual section. Is this beard hipster shit? You know this beard? I mean, you know quite there. The hipster beard shit. Did you know it was started off by the IS marketing division? This big hipster beard thing, the jihadi beard. Did you know that, sir? Imagine if you will, right? Imagine if you will, Heathrow Airport, right? And a jihadi guy with his big bag of fucking Kalashnikovs and fucking boxes with him, right? Security stop him and say, "Excuse me, sir, are you a terrorist?" He says, "No, my name's Dan. I have an artisan bacon shop in Shoreditch. That crispy pork sure tastes good." The security guy goes, "What's in that heavy box?" He says, "It's just my vinyl collection." Come on! Come on, that's Colin's show. That's a good one. Thank you, Colin. The little topper there. Just me vinyl collection. So the Spanish guy, are you from Spain?
No.
Oh, where are you from?
Brazil.
Brazil! Yeah! Let's have a dance! Woo! Oh, fucking great, man. Great stuff. I saw some great footage about Brazil. It's a bit controversial, but I'm going to go for it. I thought it was fucking funny. And what's the big city?
Sao Paulo.
Yeah, I think it was Sao Paulo. And it was all the feminists, right? The feminists were in the street. Wah! With the pushy hats. They were going fucking mental, right? And there was a man. I don't know how he fucking dared do it, right? They were down here, all the feminists with their pussy hats. And there was a roof opposite, a slanty roof. And a man got on the slanty roof and got his cock out. And the feminists were and they were going fucking crazy, throwing bottles at him. And they got round the back and they were attacking him. This is not particularly funny, it's just a story. It's just something I saw. Where are you from? Hey? Italy, that's called Biglietto. That's bus ticket. Look at this! I'm fucking multilingual! Biglietto. So there you go, it's a bit of a riot going on there. Hooray! Hey, hooray! Are you coming in? Nope. Oh, thank you and good night.
No, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you and good night. No, this is perfect, this, because it's like an Edinburgh Fringe show, which is great, you know what I mean? Are you coming in?
Yeah,
cool, where are you from?
Originally, or
Yeah.
Northern Europe.
Northern Europe, Sweden, Lithuania, cool. I'm huge in Lithuania. On the circuit, huge. Are you all from Lithuania? So what's happening here, girls?
Sorry, we're just discussing the pubs.
Cocktails.
No, it's cool. Oh, are you getting some cocktails? That's nice.
You buying?
No. I'm scared. I'm a struggling pensioner, for fuck's sake. The fucking wife left us a long time ago because I was buying too many musical instruments. That's another story. I'm sad and lonely, but I have a house full of musical instruments. There you go, I'm a happy boy. So I thought, right, well, when they arrived, and I found out though from Bonnyrig, I've got a good friend from Bonnyrig. He's called John Scott. And he's on the comedy circuit. He's a pro, he's on the comedy circuit. And I'll tell you another little weird coincidence, right? He's married to Leslie, right? Now, Leslie used to share a flat with me and my ex-wife. Sam, it's like stabbing us through the heart when I say Sam. Anyway, but we shared the flat together. And I was sitting talking to Leslie, and I said, "What's your accent?" And she went, "Oh, you'll never guess my accent." And I said, "Well, try me. What is your accent?" She is from the same tiny little village outside of Sunderland where I was brought up. Isn't that incredible?
Small world.
Just as a coincidence. No, there's no jokes there. There's absolutely no jokes, right? But isn't that incredible? And I probably went to school with her dad. Right, the girls from Bonnie, I'm ignoring you, aren't I? Bonnie Ray! Listen, thanks for coming. Cool. About school reunion.
Yeah, I just went to my 20-year 5 years ago.
Did you really go to one? And how did you feel? Were you the prom queen? Were you the nerd?
No.
Were you the geek?
No.
Jock.
Were you the jock? I'm going to look like right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you for everybody we've had on tonight. I'm going to put some chill out music, and if you want to just stay there and enjoy your drink and have some fun. Because I've got the room till 11, and I call it the after show party, which is nice, just chatting. Every week we're getting a little bag of Charlie afterwards. No. Every week I meet new people, and it's nice just to chat who you've never met, you know, from different parts of the world. I'm just going to beer. No, I just want water. Yeah, I'm just going to wrap off for a couple of wee stories. My last job, I was working in a nursing home. Wow. My job, I was the entertainment guy, right? I didn't wipe asses because that's too fucking difficult. You got to be quite compassionate. I'm not that high up in that. Anyway, so my job was the entertainment guy, right? And one day I was in there, I was a bit bored, and all the old ladies, they were in the shoe horn. That's like a joke. Shoe horn. What do they call it? The horseshoe. They were in the shoe horn. They were in the shoe horn. No, they were in the horseshoe. In the conservatory. They were in there, and they were a bit bored, and I was a bit bored, right? So I picked up a hairbrush, right? And I stood in the middle of them like that, right? And I went, "Hey now! Is this thing on? Tough crowd. Anybody from out of town?" The freeway's backed up the interstate. I did all this shit what Americans do, right? And one little old lady stood up and went, "Excuse me, I feel as though I've been here a long time." Down on me ass! But there was one guy in there, Bob, he was a plasterer. He was just a working class guy like myself, working class guy. And he swore non-fucking stop. And this was a private nursing home, right? Private nursing home. And he swore it was £1,000 a week. And it was mostly little old ladies. Fucking expensive to keep your loved ones. Oh, thank you. It's like one night stand, that's cool. I'm taking a water break now. Thank you. And he swore non-stop, right? And one day we were having tea and biscuits with the little old ladies, right? And he's sitting there and he's going, "Pass us the fucking biscuits, you cunt," and all that. And I was absolutely astounded, you know what I mean? "Fucking cunt, you twat, give us a cake." And whoa. So I took Bob to one side, right? And I went, listen, Bob. Swearing all the time like that, right? That's not good. It's also a condition. And it was discovered by a Dr. Tourette's. And he went, "Who the fuck's he?" No word of a lie, you couldn't let her up. He said, "Who the fuck's he?" You couldn't let her up. What were you going to say about Dr. Right, listen, we wrap up. So, Kenny! Woo! Colin! Nathan! Reg! Netflix special tonight being filmed and you've missed it. I'm an internet sensation. I do makeup tips. Woo! Stole these two. Thank you.
Yep. You key always. All right.